Hey guys, I've had a quick request on how to use a Stamp-A-Ma-Jig. So I figured I'd put it on here. I have the color catalog video that was originally planned coming up tomorrow. This is just an extra little bonus video for this week. So how do you use the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig? Well, first of all, the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig is a tool meant to be able to line up wooden stamps and other stamps that you can't see the details on so that they're lined up perfectly on your page. For example, today I'm going to stamp the word hello into this heart. And if I did it by eye, I might end up with a hello parked in the middle of my heart, which is not what I'm aiming for. I want it to be nicely lined up. And since it's two stamps, that's not the easiest thing to do without a tool such as the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig. So the first thing you need to do when using a Stamp-A-Ma-Jig is line up the edge of your Stamp-A-Ma-Jig. Now if you're left-handed, bring it on the right-hand side. If you're right-handed, put it on the left-hand side, okay? This plastic piece, this clear plastic piece, may or may not have one rough side and one smooth side. I got my Stamp-A-Ma-Jig about 10 years ago, and you can see it's still working great, so they'll last for a while if you're thinking about getting one. As you can tell, one of the first things I did was I used permanent ink on the bumpy side of the plastic. So it's still there from 10 years ago. So you want to make sure that you're stamping onto the smooth surface and that you're using a removable ink. Any of the dye inks, such as Stampin Up or a lot of your Hero Arts inks will be fine. As long as it's removable with a baby wipe, you should be fine. Now the first thing you need to do is, because this is all about lining things up, is you need to line up that clear plastic with the corner that you're going to be stamping on. Line it up with the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig, and you just slide it into place, just like that, okay? So once it bumps into the corner, that's great. You then want to be very careful not to move any of these parts, because obviously it'll shift out the accuracy. Ink up your stamp, and then press the stamp into the corner of the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig that you're using. If you're left-handed and you're doing it this way, you'll be using your left hand with the stamp to press down. Now I'm right-handed, so we'll go back to this way, but either way is fine. It's just, that's why it's two-sided. Okay, so you ink up your stamp, and then you, holding down the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig, slide the stamp down the corner onto the plastic. It's very important that it's snugged into the corner when you do that for accuracy. You don't have to press too hard, but just enough so you know it's touching the edges when you slide straight down to ink it up. So there you go. We've got a hello on our little plastic sheet here. Now what that's going to do is allow us to line up the hello just the way we want to see it when it's finally stamped. So it gives you a lot of control, and it's kind of like having a clear stamp for your it's kind of like turning your wooden stamp into a clear stamp, because now you know exactly where it's going to stamp. So let's see, I want to put it on an angle like this. So what I'm going to do is line it up, line the paper up, and make sure that none of the papers are going to move when you go through this process. So if it's hanging off the edge of a table or something, you may want to shift it around again so that it doesn't shift, like would accidentally hit your elbow, that sort of thing. Takes a little bit of practice to do this, but the more you do it, it's just a really neat tool, so it's totally worth learning. Okay, so you slide your Stamp-A-Ma-Jig in, holding down on this plastic part so the plastic doesn't shift. Slide your Stamp-A-Ma-Jig in and lock it in place. Then you're going to remove that clear plastic, and as you've probably guessed, because we stamped this down earlier, we know that the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig in relation here will put your stamp exactly where you want it. So you ink up your stamp, slide it into the corner, and slide straight down. And like magic, your stamp is exactly where you wanted it to be. And that's it. How to use a Stamp-A-Ma-Jig. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Please click like if you like little tutorials like this. I certainly don't mind making them if you've got questions. And I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow for the color catalog, and next week I've got some crafting tutorials coming up, including a tea bag folding tutorial, which should be really fun. And have a great day, guys. See ya!